Thinking about moving to Idaho and you're just curious to learn more about it, what the process is like, today's video is going to be a little different. I'm not going to do a big polished video with drone shots and all this other stuff. In fact, I'm going to take you along as I do a couple things. One of them is going to be go to the UPS store. I'm going to swing by a friend's house and help him do a quick electrical piece of work. And then I'm going to go grab some U-Hauls, which that kind of cues up the reason for today's video. Because a few things happened in the last 2 weeks that really make me think about what you guys go through as you're considering a move. The ups, the downs, the fears, the struggle, the heartache, the pressures, the decision fatigue. And I think for a lot of people, honestly, it's just not what they expect. Hey, if you're new here, my name's Craig Flood. I make videos each week about what it's like to live in the state of Idaho. So if that interests you, then be sure to subscribe. Yeah, it's gonna be that. So in this video, I'm gonna talk with you guys a bit about my mom's journey of moving from Washington over here to Idaho. She just got her keys yesterday in Avamore, a beautiful little community. And last week I flew over to Seattle and hopped in a 26-foot U-Haul and drove that over for her. All right, just starting the drive, just passed over Snoqualmie Pass in Washington and heading all the way to Boise, Idaho. I think I'm driving the 26-foot U-Haul. I totally understand what it's like to make that move and what it's like to help family make that move. And then we're also gonna talk about what I've learned after helping a lot of people move here over the years, and hopefully give you some perspective about what your experience might be like if Idaho's on your radar. So just yesterday, my mom got her keys to her new home in Avamore. And like a lot of people, she is very excited about it. But I think it'd be safe to say that it was a bit of a roller coaster. At this stage in her life, and like a lot of you guys, the decisions you make, they all feel like they're really big decisions. She sold the home that my father built when I was 5. She made the decision to kind of leave the community that she knew. And she had to go through the really hard process of packing everything up and or getting rid of stuff. And then figuring out movers, figuring out who she was gonna trust to list her home, make offers on homes here in Idaho, making contingent offers so that she didn't have to rent in between. And each one of those decisions is just hard in and of itself. Trying to find a home that you wanna call your home and that's gonna ultimately be your future. And for her, it's like, probably the last home that she purchases. It's the home that the grandkids are gonna come hang out in. There's just a lot going on, and you're thinking about the finances. What can you afford? And the road can be long and it can be very challenging. But I remember going through this process with her. Is this the right decision? Am I making the right move? I mean, we had to consider capital gains tax. It's just not simple decisions. And again, there's so much attached to it. And just so you guys know, I get it, because I've been there too. Me and my wife relocated from Oregon. So my wife's originally from Idaho area. I'm originally from Washington. We met, got married in Seattle, moved to Oregon, started our family. And then we made that decision to up and leave Oregon after having 4 kids. And we were just looking for a better future than what we had. And Oregon, in our opinion, it just wasn't it for us. We didn't like the trajectory. We didn't like where it was heading. And we didn't want to commit to that. And we didn't want that for our family, our kids, for multiple reasons. And so we had to go through that same process where we had to pack everything up, find a way of getting all of our stuff to Oregon to here, figuring out where we're gonna live. And we had to navigate that entire process. And honestly, I really went at it solo. I didn't really have anybody helping us do it. And then when we got here, it's things like, hey, how are we gonna build community? Like, we have no friends. Nothing. We're starting from ground zero. We're in our 30s. We got 4 kids. We had to kind of find our place here in Idaho. And I would almost say buying the house, that's almost the easy part. When you're relocating, everything else, that's like the hard part. The job, the friends, the family, the place, the rhythms. Is it gonna work out? Is it not gonna work out? So let me just tell you about this. This is my friend Bree and Aubrey. Aubrey joined the military and Bree is getting ready to leave Idaho. The way that we met them is that when we moved to Boise, we started going to a church here. And they became friends. We had them over. I remember when I got married, I'm really lucky where I had my dad help out with a bunch of things on my first home. And so I've kind of been helping them do things like that. So today we're gonna install 2 new lights real quick for them. And then I'm gonna take off and help my mom. But that's a bit of our story. And this is a bit of what our life has kind of looked like here. So you guys probably don't know this, but you're gonna get to know me a little bit. I used to be an electrician back in the day, and I really loved working with my hands, being around houses. That's probably Partly because the house that I grew up in, my dad built, and so I remember when the backyard was dirt, we just rode motorcycles around it. And the kitchen table was like the plywood workbench. And it's been a great way that I've been able to really help friends with electrical stuff. So it's been super helpful. This right there, that's a melted part of the light. So you can kind of see how the paint is flaking a little bit where that light was. This bulb is not rated to be up there, so it was just way too hot. You guys are picking out lights, make sure that you're picking the right bulb. In addition to that, this is a new light going on. This is gonna be LED, and with a lot of these new LED lights, you're gonna be able to control the Kelvin temperature from the light. So before, you would buy a light like this, and on it, written somewhere, like this one, it's gonna be 2700 Kelvin. That's gonna be a very warm light. I really like 2700. Some people prefer something more like 4000, 5000. That light is going to look a lot bluer to the eyes. This LED light has 6500, 5000, 4000, 3500, 3000. So we're going to crank it all the way down to 3000, which is going to get us close to what that 2700 would look like. So one interesting thing about older homes, when I was an electrician, we would essentially run power from your electrical panel, and we would run that straight to the switch on the wall. And then we'd run a wire from that switch up to the light. In some of these older homes, like mine, what they did was they ran power from the electrical panel and they went straight to the switch. And then from the light, then they'd run a wire down and then they'd run it to the switch. So even though I have that light switch turned off, it's very possible that I could still be getting power up to that outlet. And so I got my little tick tester here. Oh, it was lighting up a second ago, so I'm seeing some hot wires up here. And so ultimately what I could do, pull out my meter and test that. And so it is dead, so I should be safe to touch it, not gonna get shocked. If you guys buy an old house, if you are tinkering on wires, just know it was done differently, and then we've changed some things. This box that's coming from the ceiling that is enclosing the wires, sometimes it doesn't sit flush. Sometimes it can be even a little proud of the wall and hang down. The bummer about that is that these lights work really good if that box is flush or even recessed a little bit, because then everything can get really snug and the light itself will be flush up against the ceiling. I couldn't do that on the other one because these boxes are anchored onto the side of the 2x4 most likely, and they have a little bit of give. One way to solve that is find a way to crank that sucker up. Another way is to rip that box out, put a remodel box in. And a remodel box is gonna have little tabs, and it will be a way that you could easily get something flush. Because when it is flush, then it looks oh so good. But if that box was flush, that little gap you're seeing right there, that gap would be gone. But this isn't that bad. So every week I'm talking with people who are looking to make the move to Idaho. And some of you guys, you have $1 million budgets. Some of you are first-time home buyers. Others, you're coming here and renting, testing out the water to see if it's a place that you really want to commit to. Some of you are coming here because you got a job transfer. Some of you are coming here because you're political refugees out of other states and you're just looking for something a little bit redder. But no matter where you're coming from, what your budget is, I find everybody can really hit this emotional roller coaster. And a lot of it's around questions. Will you make friends? Will you regret leaving? What about work? What about taxes? What if something goes wrong with the sale of your home or the purchasing of a new home? And ultimately, what if you move out here and a year down the road, it just doesn't feel like home? So that is ultimately why this YouTube channel exists, and this is what me and my team help people do every single day. It's not just about finding a house, it's about landing in the right place, in the right home, in the right community, for the right reasons, so that you don't end up with regret. So we help you think through your timeline if you're coming out. We help you plan scouting trips and build out itineraries. I help a lot of our clients find great real estate agents in the states that they're in so that they can get top dollar when they sell their house. We help you find the right areas here in Idaho based off your budget, your goals, and the lifestyle that you want. And if you're looking to buy but you're not quite ready yet, we help you with renting to buy you some time before you jump into the market. So I just pulled up to U-Haul. I'm gonna grab an Uber. I'm gonna Uber out to Avamore. I'm gonna pick up the 26-footer today, and then I'm gonna bring it back here. Hey!
Are you looking for like rideshare or something?
Oh, I am. Are you not rideshare?
No.
Nice.
How we doing, Greg?
Good. All right, Uber dropped me off. Now I get to take this 26-foot U-Haul from Avamore back to Boise for my mom. I was talking with one of the homeowners, and right now they said there is kind of a pack of baby fox that kind of cascade down the hills here. But just as I was grabbing this truck, again, it's like I congratulated my mom on making it through. What started months ago finally culminated yesterday with the keys, and then even now with the U-Hauls unloaded. And again, if you're wanting to get moved here to Idaho, man, this is that point. It's like, man, you did it. You know, we congratulate you. It's a long road, and it doesn't have to be as hard as it is for some people. We really want to help you guys land well when you relocate to Idaho. I've seen people come here and they thrive, and I've seen people come here and they kind of feel stuck because maybe they didn't have a plan or they didn't have a good team to help them think through things. And I've seen people make mistakes that end up costing them a lot of money, and it always bums me out when I hear that. So if you've been watching this channel and you're thinking about making a move here, or if you're feeling stuck and trying to figure out what your next step is, I'd love to have a chat and a conversation with you. No pressure, no sales pitch, just a simple conversation to figure out, hey, where are you and how might we be able to assist with that? So you can call, text, or email days, nights, or weekends. Again, we do calls every week with people just like you looking to make that move. We'll hear your story, we'll hear your goals, and if we can help, we will. So I hope this video kind of helps you feel a little bit more prepared, maybe a little less alone in your own journey. Because again, I went through this, I see people go through it every day, and it is literally our goal to help you guys go through that really challenging process to make it as simple as possible so that you can get the end result that you want. And I truly have seen that on my mom's face as she's gone through this whole process, and there's just this huge smile and sense of relief. And so that's what we want for you guys. So hopefully this video is helpful. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about me. I'll also include a link down below. My wife and I did a video, I think last year, about what our relocation process was about. So we went into a little bit more depth about that. If you guys are looking to watch any more videos, watch those videos here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.